Friends, here we are discussing about the legal term injunction. As you all know, the doctors will give medicine in injections, but here it is injunction. It is a term which means order. Order of a civil court is called an injunction of the court. Usually in Kerala, border disputes, when there is a dispute between the bordering property owners, one property owner will file an injunction suit before the civil court. The civil court usually will pass two types of injunctions. One is mandatory injunction and the other is prohibitory injunction. Mandatory injunctions are always positive orders. That means the bordering property owner or the defendant should construct a border wall between the properties of the plaintiff and the defendant. Like that, whenever an order is passed by a civil court directing the one of the parties to do something constructive or to do a construction or to do something positive, it is called a mandatory injunction. At the same time, in some other type of orders, court will say that the defendant should not enter the property, he should not cross the border between the plaintiff's property and the defendant's property. That is a prohibitory order, that is called a prohibitory injunction. In prohibitory injunctions, courts usually prohibits the other party from doing some action. And whenever an injunction suit comes before a court, the presiding officer or the judge may not be able to visit that property and comes to his own conclusions about the facts stated in the plaint or the suit. So the presiding officer or the judge will depute an officer of the court, usually an advocate, to make a local inspection and to report before the court about the manner in which the property lies now. That is a advocate commissioner's report. Whenever an advocate commissioner visits a property, parties should take as if the judge himself is visiting the property. Whenever an advocate commissioner makes a report, parties can submit their objections against that report. And even one of the party can demand for examination of the advocate commissioner as a witness in the court. So in some matters, after examination of the advocate commissioner, the court will come to a conclusion about the truthfulness of the commissioner's report or whether to rely upon the report or not. Usually, civil courts will have their jurisdiction, that is the local jurisdiction, on the basis of village subdivisions of the revenue department. So village wards or villages will come within the local jurisdiction of a civil court. The lowermost civil court in India is municipal court. Above that there is subordinate judges court or sub court. And above the sub courts there will be a district court. And local jurisdiction of the said courts will be clearly defined, and all the district courts will come within the local jurisdiction of a high court. A high court is a constitutional court. Above the high court there is only Supreme Court of India. So this is the preliminary knowledge we should have about injunction.